It's Michael.
I feel good. I knew that I would now. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good, so good. I got you. I feel nice. Sugar is fine. I feel nice. Sugar is fine. So nice, so nice. I got you. Come on, y'all. When I hold you in my arms, know that I can't do no wrong. When I hold you in my arms, can't do me no harm. And I feel that I would. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good, so good. I got you.
We go out and shoot while we're drinking and shoot things that we drank.
Now that's just, is that Montana people or is that just the people you know in Montana?
Well, that's like Montana people, probably Texas, everywhere, like that's
Everywhere
super
where
country.
people shoot,
Yeah.
they pretty much can do that, right? That's funny.
It's very Navy.
That is crazy. I've never shot a gun. Am I missing out?
Well, it's pretty fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? What's the big thrill of it?
I don't
You
know,
just shoot
just like
something.
aiming and actually hitting where you're aiming. Like, I'm pretty good, so it's just a satisfaction of knowing, like, I can hit a target.
Yeah? Would you go out and like shoot a rabbit or something?
Hell no.
No. So you wouldn't shoot an animal. So you shoot
No.
cans and stuff, right?
Yeah, and microwaves and, like,
And
old cars, you know?
what did the microwave ever do to you, my friend? Why you shoot the microwave?
It's not, like, a point of defending yourself. It's just having fun.
You like to shoot those little black things with the
Oh, the
guy on it?
target?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a shooting range, but I plan
Okay.
to.
So you go out and shoot like cans and stuff.
Yeah.
Things that will
And
not
bottles.
harm you in any way.
Yeah, like bottles shattered. It's real fun. Why do you have to kill something? You sound
And
like
you're
it's
drinking.
damage.
So you're sitting there drinking from a bottle, by the way, while shooting a bottle.
Mhm.
That's kind of a double standard. Have you ever thought about that? What's your gun of choice?
Shotguns are fun, but that's not like close range stuff. So, you know, it's been so long. I think maybe I've only shot. I can't even name the guns I've shot. Like
Yeah.
I was in high school, so it's just my friends'
Like
guns.
handguns, right? Like so you shooting
More
like
like rifles.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So rifles, I don't know anything about either one of them. But, I know that a shotgun shoots like out like this, right?
yeah.
So you really can't miss with that, right?
No.
Is it louder than
Yeah, it's
a
really loud.
regular like rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know none of that stuff. I'm good. Today on the show, hey buddy, it's the Ace Michael Show. How you doing? Today on the show, my guest is, I almost call you Christina for some reason. Why was I about to call you Christina?
A lot of people do.
I never did that before.
Yeah. Just remember Hurricane.
I kept going Armenta, and then it's Christina. I'm sorry. That's okay. We're not live, so it doesn't matter. But that is so. Katrina. Why was I going Christina? Hey, it's the Ace Michael Show, and today my guest is Chris. We'll go again. Hey, it's the Ace Michael Show. Today, my guest is Katrina Armenta. She's a model, and she's doing her thing. We were talking about shooting guns earlier, and I guess she's very good at that. Well, you'll never know, because I won't be out there shooting a gun with her. Hey, welcome to the show again. It's great to have you.
Hey.
You're looking great with your silvery-esque hair, looking more angelic today than normal.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah?
Courtesy of Kevin Murphy Hair Show.
Kevin Murphy Hair Show hooked you up.
I guess you could call
Kevin
it
Murphy
that.
Hair Show. So you're a model. You change your look a lot?
Pretty much, yeah. Especially like with my weight and stuff. Last year was a lot thinner than this year, so and my hair was longer. I was looking at pictures yesterday, and I was like, I sent it to my friend, like, whoa, this is what I looked like last year. He's like, yeah, I like that look, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So it worked out fine for everybody.
Yeah.
Is this your friend that you go shooting with? No.
No. I haven't been shooting in Vegas yet.
Well, something to look forward to. I've got a buddy who does our show. He owns a shooting range and teaches gun safety.
Wow.
We put the two of you together. Maybe that's a show. We can do a show
let's do it.
of you going out and shooting cans and stuff, and the poor cans are like, what the F? What the hell, man? Why am I getting shot? What the fuck? Anyway.
Target practice.
Yeah. Now, you're super tall,
Yeah.
which is awesome, right? How tall are you?
6'1".
6'1", which is
That
awesome.
counts.
My
Obviously.
sister's 6'1".
Oh, yeah?
I'm 6'2", my sister's 6'1".
Wow.
My mom is 6 foot tall as well. My brother's 6'4". So we're in the tall generation, which makes it tough to travel.
Oh, yeah. Planes and stuff.
Planes, buses, cars. People don't even understand. They're like, you can move the seat back. No, trust
And
me.
like,
I
oh
won't be
my
able to move
god,
the seat back
speaking
enough.
of cars, like Lamborghinis, I was in these like 6-inch heels, and so Lamborghini's way on the ground, and so I have to come from, 6 feet 6 up and like crouch down in this dress and try to make it look cute.
Oh my god.
Just not working out. And then your head sticks out the convertible top, like, hey, I see everybody.
But what about dating guys though? Like honestly, all these guys are shorter than you.
Yeah.
Are they intimidating?
Mostly probably. I've heard that a lot. Like, sorry, this is just not intimidating. I'm like, okay.
Like some guys, like really, like, has there been a guy that wouldn't go on a date with you because he's like, you're too tall?
Well, I don't ask guys on dates, so
Yeah, right.
I don't really do dates anyways, like dinners and stuff.
Yeah. You have a steady guy?
No.
Yeah.
There's like one guy that I kind of see sometimes, but.
So guy wants to ask you out, he's better be confident because you. But I guess a guy that wants to date a taller girl, right? That's what he wants. He wants a taller girl. He wants a girl that's taller than him when he walks in the room. Like you little short Italian guy. Like, yo,
Yeah.
This is my girl. Get a seat. We're gonna go in the Lamborghini and then go shoot the guns for a while. What?
Yeah.
Right. So he's happy with that. He likes that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have a preference in guys? Like tall guys, short guys?
Well, in my
Bald guys,
past,
fat guys?
it hasn't ever mattered in my past, but now I'm over like trying to give the short guys a chance. And I'm only focusing on 6 feet and taller. Like, if I can wear heels around you, then we can like maybe make it work.
Right. It's like, look, I'm looking for a man. I need to see your FICO score, and I need a height requirement. That right there is gonna happen. So just know.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. But the heart wants what it wants. What if you met a Tom Cruise, right? And he just happens to be a whole foot shorter than you? You make it work, right?
And it is what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly. Love knows no boundaries. That's what it is.
Not at all.
And is it hard for you today because of your schedule? Because you're all over the world. Like you were telling me about some places you've been, and it's like amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, actually when I moved down here, I moved with a fiance I was engaged to for 2 years, so that held me back from even doing anything. So now that I'm single, I'm like not even trying to do anything besides focus on myself. So, like, if a guy is always nagging to hang out or whatever when I'm just busy, then I'm like, I'm sorry.
Right. And you don't have a problem telling a guy that. Like, look, I'm busy. I got my career. I'm not trying to change my life to be dating you. I got stuff I got to do, bro.
Yeah.
And you should have stuff you got to do, too, besides snowboarding. So.
And, like, if you start dating a model, it should be known that she's going to be busy.
Yeah, well, she's a working model, right? What do you think about all these models nowadays has become so popular? Girls who have an Instagram account, who all of a sudden they think they're a model.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot. A lot. I mean, a lot.
A lot.
And it's crazy. Like, you're not a model just because you got a picture of you standing naked. Like, that's not the model.
The Instagram models.
Yeah. Do you think that threatens you as a real model? Do you think that those girls are getting any of your jobs at all?
No, they're not getting jobs or paid even. They're posting pictures for free, you know, like going to walk the runway or doing a photo shoot for a magazine that's getting paid to do work. It's like called work because you're getting paid to do it. You know?
That's the real thing. Yeah, exactly. And some of those girls...
Like model is a job title, you know.
Right. And some of those girls and guys that are photographers suck. I'm sorry, but let me just say... You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be, like, rude, but you suck. Because it is. It's, you know, like, I did photography for a number of years. That's how I met you, right? I did photography, man. Photography's freaking hard. It is hard to learn your gear, lighting, your f-stop. It's all this stuff, technical stuff you got to learn to be able to shoot any, I don't care what you shoot, headshot even. You got to know how to do a lot of stuff. And so it kind of pisses me off. Like these guys, like, oh, I'm a photographer. I'm gonna be shooting some glamour nudes this weekend at my hotel suite. Like, dude, that is, come on now. Anybody can take a good-looking picture of a female body because a female body looks good.
Yeah.
That's not hard to do. That is not. You ain't doing nothing complicated. Now throw some funky lighting in and make it, make it an interesting composition. That's a different story. But that's what's up. So as a model, you're making good money, right? You're making a living. You're doing like better than the average American as a model.
Well, I wouldn't say better than the average American at all. I pay my bills.
You know, the average American doesn't make that much money, though. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
You know, like I think I read something like the average American person's making like $30,000 a year.
I believe a lot less than that.
Isn't that crazy?
I believe more towards like 15,000.
That's crazy. Like here, this is whatever this is. This is America. How can it be so bad? Like we never get any vacation time. Like we have the least amount of time for vacation. We have the lowest education. We have the longest work hours for the least amount of pay. Like the average American person. Like I think if you're working a job in America, this is just me saying. So if I'm wrong, you can go ahead and email me, correct me. But I think if you work in America and you got a job that breaks the $20 an hour mark, you're doing pretty good. That's sad, though.
Right, like these promo jobs in Vegas, a lot of them offer $20 an hour, and us promo models are like, oh, they're supposed to be paying us so much more, and it's like,
wow.
It feels kind of arrogant to be complaining about $20 an hour when people are making like $7.50 an hour.
Right, but then they pay you $20 an hour, but you're not going to work 8 hours usually, right?
Sometimes.
You do? Okay. I would think, I mean, how long can you be there promo? You don't be there like 12 hours or something. You can be there
I've had a 17-hour promo day. Yeah.
A 17-hour? That's way too long.
Yeah, because it was for like a fashion show thing. So like, it was actually for a CES event for Monster Cable. So like we had
that's cool.
Hair and makeup and wardrobe before the show even started, and then you have to work the whole show, and then afterwards there was an award party. So like, yeah. So
that was a to-do. That was a lot more than just working a promo gig, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, but I was promoting one brand, brand ambassador to one brand. But I was also doing a runway show during it too, so it's kind of like a runway and brand ambassador, which was really interesting and awesome to do, because like usually they are never together.
What's the best part of your job to you?
Traveling, of course. But mostly meeting the different people from around the world and like all the cultures. It's so amazing to me because I never thought I'd get out of Montana where it's like only white people, you know, so like, and only, you know, very uncultured white people. So, you know, it's awesome to see people around the world and like hear their opinions on things. And
it's interesting too because I told you before, I thought you were Eastern European model when I first met you. I thought you were a girl from Ukraine for a long time, right? And I didn't know that you were from Montana. But I think it's important, like if you go someplace that you're able to kind of assimilate. Like if you go to Russia, I could see you're going to fit in. I mean, you got a very, well, that's why you're a model. You have a look that works for a lot of different things, right? And so people just go to that. What about acting? Have you done a lot of acting?
I've done a little bit. I did a commercial for this instructor site for shotguns. I did an improv acting competition thing and also a monologue competition. But it was all part of a modeling and acting competition where there was like all different parts: improv, monologue, runway, swimsuit, photo shoot. So there was acting parts and modeling parts. Of course, I won my trophy and awards in the modeling parts and not the acting parts because that's not what I was there for. But whatever, like I'm down, you know. Like I always thought I was too tall for TV, but you know they have ways of working around that. Like all these actors are way shorter than like other actors they work with. Like most of the famous male actors are super short. Sure. You don't even notice because like they make them look the same height as the tall actors on TV. Like they stand on boxes, whatever. They have their tricks.
True. Now speaking of famous people, I don't know if you know this or not, but the first lady was a model. So do you say as a model? You knew that, right?
I know she's a foreigner, which makes no sense, but yeah. Right,
but she used to be a model, right? So now one of your girls, one of your sisters, she made it. She's up there. She's doing it. Does that open up like a whole new realm of possibilities for you as a model? You're like, oh my God, I could be the first lady of the United States one day because I'm a model.
Well, to me, like, no offense, you know, but just looks like she married the money. You know, someone that attractive or whatever, and then Trump, obviously it's just for the money. So, I don't know. It's not that hard to see it. But only some girls are like that. They marry no matter what for the money, like for the fame, like whatever. Like they see the potential and like what they can get out of the marriage. So a lot of girls are money hungry like that.
Have you ever met a girl like that? Like you ever met a real live gold digger?
Let me see. Probably. I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, it's kind of like I wouldn't think one would like pop off like just from memory, but when you meet the person, they say something that triggers you. Go, damn, you a gold digger, huh?
Or they straight out say, yeah, I'm a gold digger. Like,
yeah, like there's no middle ground. You either are or you aren't. You're not slowly transitioning into gold diggership. You were kind of born that way, right? And that's how it works. It's interesting. So yeah, so the first lady, she was a model, and she was in a pageant, and she met a billionaire, and she fell in love with him. Can happen.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah,
it might have happened.
Yeah. Good for her. Do you ever have guys like approach you with big money and they're like, "Yo, you're a model. I'm a billionaire. We should go. You should go with me. Check me out. I got bank."
Yep.
What you do? Does guys' money matter to you?
No. Like I'm all about the like not even looks and money. You know, like if I can talk and have a conversation with you, then that's cool. But if I can't, then sorry.
But you don't want a guy who's not good looking though. Like people say looks don't matter. Usually good looking people say looks don't matter. You've never seen an ugly person go, looks don't matter. Good looking people always say that. But so you're attractive, you're good looking, and it doesn't matter to you if the guy you're dating is super attractive or not.
No.
Right?
Like I've dated guys in my past where it's like people are like, whoa, you dated that guy? And I'm like, yeah, like he was cool underneath, you know, for a second. And then, of course, you find out who they are, and they're not really that cool. So it's kind of embarrassing afterwards, like, dang it.
But it's more important that you get along with a person no matter what. Because at the end of the day, the looks, looks schmooks. It doesn't matter if somebody looks gorgeous. You can't get along with them. It sucks.
Yeah.
Doesn't it suck to be with somebody? You sitting there having dinner with somebody. You can't even talk to them. You go into a movie with somebody. You can't even talk about the movie afterwards because you're like, that movie was so dope. And they're like, I still don't understand the title credits. And you're like, oh man, serious?
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, I get that too. So what about career ambition? So you're doing your thing. You're doing very well, obviously. You're doing really well. You're doing better than most everyone that I've met who's a model in Las Vegas.
Really?
And I can say that honestly. Like,
That's
I
cool.
have met lots of models, I've interviewed lots of models on the show. But there's something about the business savvy. Like, you know, like you can't be a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that in a derogatory dumbass way. I'm saying, like, think about it. You cannot be a dumbass if you want to make it in the world. You gotta have some hustle. You gotta have some moxie about you. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many people that are like, guys and girls, you know, I look good. Look at me. I'm Okay, but that's only gonna go so far because after we stop looking at you, then what? You know what I mean? So you made it out of Montana, right? And not just on your good looks. You obviously have some stuff. What do you contribute to your success? What's been the biggest thing that's helped you be the most successful, in your opinion?
In my opinion, the thing that's helped me like actually see success at all is leaving the like love story, wishes and dreams, and just focusing on reality in life and like, you know, the prince that you thought once was is actually not anything close to that. So you just have to deal with it. And like some girls can't just leave. And so I just left. And so, you know, I could still be in a life where I haven't experienced anything that I've experienced in the past year. But the past year I've really broken into my success by just leaving the past.
Were you having a situation with this guy where he was standing in the way of the light? Like every time something was good, then all of a sudden he's like,
Yep, exactly.
You ain't doing that. You can forget that. You ain't going.
Exactly,
What?
yeah. And like negative towards like weight and all that, like, you know.
What happens to guys? Guys get a beautiful girlfriend, and then they go and shit on that relationship. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what? Wouldn't it make more sense to like build you up and be like, hey, honey, let's get you out there. Let's blah blah blah. Let's go, team. Ain't no I in the word team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that make more sense? But some guys, they're just afraid of that. So then, why did he want to date you in the first place?
I have no idea.
This is crazy.
And then in the end, like, comes to find out he's talking to, like, other girls and stuff, which I never even suspected. And so then, it's so, like, whoa, like a shell shock, you know?
Right.
Hardcore.
So he was cheating on you?
Mm-hmm.
So he was cheating on you.
Because he worked out of town a lot, and so, you know, most of our time through our 3 years together was spent apart. Like, I couldn't actually figure out who he was because we never spent any actual time together. It was mostly, like, over the phone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But he was your fiance though. Mm-hmm. So you guys, did you get engaged early at the beginning of the relationship, or?
Yeah, like within the first year when we moved down to Vegas.
See, now this is the thing I don't understand about my fellow brothers. Okay, why be engaged if you still want to chase skirts? Like, if you want to chase women, trust me, there's plenty of women that want to get chased. Okay, there's plenty of women who want to be with you if you want to chase. There's plenty of women who will chase women with you. So why get engaged and be like, hey, I want to marry you, I want to make this commitment, blah, 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 but then still be screwing around? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, what are you thinking? Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, and you're going to stop after we get married, I guess. Oh, I got you. Well, go ahead. Keep on playing, player.
Yeah, for him, I think it was like insecurities. Like, he has to always have a fallback plan. Like, oh, but if it doesn't work out, at least I have this. You know, like, he can never be alone for a second, you know, that kind of neediness where, like, he always has to have some kind of attention.
Listen, I don't know much about women, but I know that there is no woman that wants to be your fallback plan. That's not their goal. It's like, Jeannie's got a boyfriend, Sarah's got a husband, I got a fallback plan. That's how I roll. I'm the fallback plan. Hey, if life gets rough for you, just fall into my vagina. No worries. I'm here, bro. I got you covered. Like, that's so... This doesn't make sense. I've never understood that. Mm-hmm. Like, I respect guys if they're like, hey, listen, I got a couple girls I see. That's how I roll. I'm not interested in being with anybody seriously. But if you want to go out, we can go out as long as you know that's how I roll. I got no problem with that. I wouldn't even see that as a bad thing. But guys that I've met that are like, yeah, don't tell my wife when I was at blah, blah, blah. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is ridiculous. The same thing for girls, too. But being a guy, I think it's even more ridiculous. It's like, dude, are you a man or not? Like, just fucking man up and tell her you're not interested. Anyway, but that's me. That's my soapbox for the day. I'll be running in 2020 election. You can cast your vote. Anyway. So the best thing that happened for you professionally was the worst thing that could happen personally.
Yeah. Very much.
And that's how it worked for you, and that's good. So you got the ball rolling, you got rid of him, and then after that was over, you said, I'm not going to really be trying to get all serious with these guys. I got shit to do. Right, which is good for you.
After trying to plan a wedding, we were going to get married at Mount Charleston, all this stuff, and then it just, for some reason doesn't ever come through, and he's, I end up in debt from the relationship, so, all this stuff happens.
Right.
So.
And this stuff happened for you early in life, because you're a young girl.
Yeah.
So this wasn't like, you're in your teens, right? You actually did this stuff early in life, so you kind of learned from it and move on. And now you're doing your thing, and you're doing very well. Mm-hmm. Any word of advice you might give some newcomer that wants to be you one day?
In what kind of way?
Maybe something to look forward to as a model, something to definitely avoid.
Okay, so don't be gullible. I always thought everyone was so genuine to talk to them, and if they said they were my friend or I look pretty that day, I'd believe them and oh, they're so nice for saying I look pretty, but really it's they're just stabbing you in the back, or whatever. So, or with agents making all the money off you, only paying you a tiny bit compared to what you're supposed to be making, it all just kind of, you got to take it with a grain of salt, but also build a wall around your heart and solid up a little, and just realize when people are giving you bullshit and when you need to actually step up for yourself and be like, hey, I know you're lying, you're wasting my time, go get a life.
You hit a nerve when you were talking about the agents. You hit a nerve because I had this manager in Las Vegas, and I've never had this happen as blatantly. Okay, so we had a gig and we were playing at the venue, and the venue and the manager kind of had a falling out. So the venue wanted to keep the band, but they didn't want to deal with the manager. Okay, so I said fine. So I called the venue myself, and we did a meeting and made sure that everything was cool and we were ready to keep moving forward. And the number came up in the conversation. They said, well, we have been paying you guys this much, but if it's okay, that was a little out of our budget to do that weekly. Can we scale it back a little bit? And I was like, y'all was paying us what? I never saw what? Mm-hmm. Are you serious? Who was you paying up to? Right? So that in and of itself was the very reason that, and this manager was pretty decent at the management part of it, but the financial part of it, clearly he wasn't straight up. But that was the end for me. So when I talked to him again, I was like, no, I would never work with you, just based on the fact that you were making so much more than me every night. Why would you? If you can explain to me and say, well, listen, I manage you. It's expensive to get copies made, to get business cards made. I'm going to take that out of what, you're making. I'm going to charge a little extra to cover that. I got an assistant, got a penthouse, high-rise office. I get it, all that. I get it. But for you not to sing a note, not to dance, not to have to go get any of the toiletries, you know what I'm saying? Dude, are you serious? And you're making more than every member of the band, and you don't even show up to watch the band? Come on, dog. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
So you hit me. Oh, as soon as you said that, it struck home. Like again, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, and then there's that fine line between like respecting your agent or manager, whoever, who says don't talk to the client about like pay or whatever, but then like it might come up or something, you know, like when I found out that the same way, you know, me and the client, we just were bonding, you know, kind of,
Right.
we're friends a little, and so then it came up, and she's like, oh, whoa, we're paying you like at least double that, and I'm like, oh my god. And so I told my agent, and he's like, what? How do you have the nerve to talk to my clients? Don't ever fucking do that again. Like, he used the F word. He was so not happy that I found out.
That's when you saw his character switch, like, from being like, hey, sweetie, hey, darling, hey, sweetie, just go ahead and have a seat over there. You fucking bitch! You don't never forget!
Right on point.
Right.
That's so right.
Right. Yep. I've been there. Been there, done that. I've never had any good experience with someone representing me in show business, and that I until I talked to you today, I kind of thought that was my own personal problem. I was like, well, just nobody wants to work with me. I'm just hard to work with. But I see it's clearly across the board. It sucks. It does suck. That's good advice. Listen, take her advice, please. There's nothing you can really, like, you can't really fact check them. You can't background history them. It doesn't matter, because it's a decision that somebody makes in the course of the projects. Like when I used to promote shows in LA, I used to get in trouble because I used to borrow from myself. I used to be like, well, we just made $3,000. I can use that to cover the bills, and then the next show just pay $6,000 out in blah blah blah. And then that next show was always problematic, and something didn't happen. You didn't make as much as you thought you were. Now you owe twice as much money. So I got out of that habit, but I used to do it all the time. I used to get in trouble. Like, oh my God, one time I did a show, I made like $10,000. I bought a bunch of computers. I was like, you know, I'm going to go buy a computer for my office and blah, blah, blah. Get all this nice stuff that I thought was a good business investment, because I'm going to make that much more money.
Right.
And then the next couple checks didn't come, or they were late. And it was like, I had to take all the computer shit and sell it.
Oh.
Yeah, because, you know, I had to pay everybody back. And it was like, oh, yeah. But it sucks to be on either side of it. But the side that sucks worse is to be the one who, like in this situation where I had the band, the money we were getting paid to do the gig was so low that I was actually not making any money. I was paying my band because I had to have the band. So what they were offering me was so low that's what made it a double slap in the face when I found out that they were making so much money. I could have been paid, and I could have been paid what I really wanted to get paid, and they still could have made profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what sucked the most about it. That was hardcore. What about down the road? You think you might ever start your own agency? Do like a legit agency?
Yeah, my friend has been saying like you sort of should or whatever, and then again the whole Vegas scene, like all the girls here are starting their own agencies now. Like I know so many girls who like, oh, I was a model, but now I have an agency,
right,
you know,
right.
and they all spit their game different too. And, you know, like, because they know how it works and they know you know how it works. So, like, oh, I'm only taking 5 or 10% or whatever. Like, you'll be at the top of my list. You'll get all the work or whatever. But really, it's kind of like a waste of time most of the time, not all the time. But, like, you know.
But then some girls in Vegas, you know, I would be terrified at some. If you wanted to manage me, maybe I think it might work. But some of the girls I met in Vegas, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Because I remember when you were a model, and that's a whole nother show. So, yeah, let's just.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I would have to, like, really invest my time into, like business school, probably, all that hardcore stuff that I have other things I want to focus on right now.
But that's not even in your goal set. Okay, well, hey man, that's the show for today, man. It's Katrina Armenta, and she is a model, not an agent, but she is doing her thing. She's traveling the world. She's getting real legit paid jobs, staying busy too. I notice you are very rarely in one place anymore. You're doing it like a boss. Which is great. Hey, man, you know what I say at the end of every show? Live the life you love the life you live. Katrina, if people want to contact you, how do they reach you on the www?
I have a Facebook, which is facebook.com/Katrina Armenta M, or Instagram, which is Katrina A May 1. Yeah.
And that's what's up. Nobody has websites anymore. You don't need a website, huh?
Like email, that's as deep as it goes. But I don't give my email to very many people.
Right. But you don't need a website.
Yeah, not really. Like,
yes, interesting.
I mean, you could if you wanted to look real professional and have like your business card with your website and all that. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I've noticed that people don't really know website.
Like I have like different agencies where I have resumes online. So like I have a huge resume. So I don't have time to be like rewriting all that in one email or something. So one time I was like, oh, you can go look at my resume at this site, and she took it totally the wrong way and offensive. Like, oh, I'm not going to send like a link to another agency to my client to see your resume. And I'm like, well, I'm just like showing you I have the experience, you know. I'm not expecting you to send this to the client because then obviously they'll book me through that site or whatever. But anyways, long story short.
People are funny with what they're not willing to do, like on the internet anymore. I got a similar complaint one time. I explained to somebody, I said, well, you know, my resume is up on blah, 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 and, you know, I'll send you a link. And the guy was like, why don't you send me an actual resume? Like, take the time. And he said that. He said, take the time, make a Word document, put it blah, 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 because my clients want me to send them your resume as an attachment. And it's like, dude, if I had to, every single time I did something, like today I'm doing a production. This is a production. Am I going to sit here today and be like, okay, I got to put this up on IMDb. I got to do title credit. I got to this, I got to this, I got to this, I got to this. For every single time? No, just go here to this page. It says basically what I do. Here's some samples of my work.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone wants
to
see your work nowadays. Like,
yeah, you know, like, I don't know. Anyway, that's what's up. Hey, man, I'm lazy. What can I tell you? All right, thanks for watching the show.